Welcome back to Wheel and Command Pro Tips. In this episode, I'm going to talk about CENTCOM Core's virtual inputs. So in our older hardware, we had a finite number of virtual inputs available, and these were determined largely by what other hardware you were using. So if you had a light bar with a light sensor, or if you were using a CAN port and how many CAN signals you were using, those took up virtual inputs, and also the presets would take up some virtual inputs as well. In CENTCOM Core, that's not the case. So going in and going into the virtual inputs tab, we see that I have some virtual inputs that were already made. In CENTCOM Core, we can create virtual inputs as they're needed. And likewise, we can also delete them and we can sort them. So by default, they're going to be sorted by the creation date, but we can also sort them alphabetically descending or alphabetically ascending. We do recommend that whatever you're going to name your virtual inputs, you add VI in front of it. This just makes it easier to tell that the input you're working with is a virtual input. So if you're looking at it in your priorities window, for example, you will see that it has VI, so you know it's a virtual input. Lastly, in CENTCOM Core, the virtual inputs are using a new protocol, and what that means essentially is, in our old hardware, if you had a virtual input that was a timed virtual input, in order to activate it, you would have to set it to go to next state in order to get the timer to work properly. But in CENTCOM Core, you don't have to do that anymore. You can simply turn it on, and when its timer runs out, it will turn off. That essentially covers CENTCOM Core's virtual inputs. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more Wheel and Command Pro Tips.